What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is L3 the Eagle. Today I am going to be continuing the tier list for the starter Pokemon. Today I'm redoing the Fire Starter one, which is the one that I actually did the first time. A lot of you said that I kind of rushed things, which I do apologize for doing that in the first place because for me, recording can be kind of annoying. Having to deal with multiple interruptions, multiple distractions that can really cut into a video, and I really don't want certain distractions in my videos. So I'm going to be redoing the Firestar one. Last time I think I covered the Grass Starter. Um, so I will not be including the Pokemon for Scarlet and Violet. That being Fuecoco, Sprigtito, I think that's what his name is, and Quaxley. Because I don't know what their evolution line looks like. As stated in the last video, I am only purely going off of um, the um, designs. I'm not going off statistics because, again, I do not understand statistics enough to be able to basically be like, oh, this Pokemon is superior to this one based on this Pokemon's stats. I just don't have the time or the mental, I guess, ability to understand statistics. Statistics and math are just kind of the things that I really am horrible at. But anyways, let's get started with this. So to start off, I really don't think there's really any starters that I would put into D tier. Because unlike with the grass starters, with the grass starters, of course, I put Chikorita's line for it being kind of bland, but with the fire starters, they're all pretty interesting to look at. Now, I will say that there are some starters that I like more than others when it comes to the fire starters. So to start out with, I'm going to put in Torchic's line in C tier. I loved Torchic when I was a kid. One of my favorite starters. One of my favorite fire starters for when I was a kid. But over the years with the making of the newer starters, it's changed a lot. So that's kind of why I rank Torchic where it's at. I'm also going to put Fennekin's line. I like Fennekin's line because it kind of reminds me of a wizard with, I think it's Delphox. But Fennekin is just really between the Water Star Greninja and Chestnut. Greninja, or not Greninja, Fennekin's line just really wasn't 100% my favorite, but and a lot of people didn't like Fennekin's line, but I actually do. But it's not my favorite, but it is above Torchic's line. And I will admit it is kind of hard for me to put Fennekin this low on the list because I really do like Fennekin. But it's not my favorite. I think there are other designs that I feel are better. Um, and I certainly think that Fennekin's line is definitely better than Torchic's line. I know some of y'all are probably gonna be like, oh no, it's not. But again, this is based on my design. For any of y'all who do know me, I like stuff with like magic. And the fact that Fennekin's line. Actually, I might put Fennekin in B tier. Um, but Fennekin again is not one of my favorites. But or, like not one of my top favorites. I like Fennekin, but not in the sense I like some of the other ones. Let's see. Next, I'm going to put let's see. Is there any more in B tier? I'm going to go ahead and put Tepig's line in B tier. I I do like Tepig's design and its line all the way up to Embor, but kind of similar with Fennekin. I just wasn't too crazy about it at first. Like Fennekin, I do like due to it looking magic-like. Like Delphox kind of reminds me of a wizard in a sense. Um, but the thing with Embor is I think it was one of the ones that was firefighting. I'm gonna check that real quick. It's not what I'm looking for. Um, I might be wrong. I'm not really. I've forgotten some of the types because with Pokemon games, I kind of like once I complete it, it's kind of like I'm basically done with it. Like unless I'm going out to try to catch a good majority of the Pokédex, but I know that Blaziken I think was a firefighting, but yeah, Embor just, I think it was the typing that just wasn't agreeing with me with Embor. Um, let's see, anything else in B tier? Not really. Um, so A tier, I'm gonna put Cyndaquil and its line. Um, so Cyndaquil, Quilava, and Typhlosion. Cyndaquil was one of my favorite growing up. It definitely was, in my opinion, is better design wise than Torchic's line. Um, but as I said with Torchic's line, a lot of the other starters kind of like I thought looked a lot better. But Typhlosion remains one of my favorite starters. But it's definitely been kind of brought down due to how many different starters have appeared over the years. Um, but it remains like one of my A tier favorite fire starters. I would put S tier, but um, like I said, I feel like some of these other ones have better designs. Um, let's see. My next one, and this is going to be the low S tier, which would be Charmander. Kind of hate having to scroll up and do that. Um, but C or low S tier is Charmander, or not Charmander, Chimchar's line. I don't know why I said Charmander. Um, but yeah, low S tier is going to be Chimchar's line. I started out with Sinnoh, so Diamond. I started out with Diamond, and I actually really loved those three starters um, the most. Of course, that's changed, but I really liked Torterra especially, but I also really like both Empoleon and um, Chimchar. So it was kind of hard for me to really go with like if I was to do a ranking video ranking each of the three starters for each region, like which region I thought had the best, it would be kind of hard because with certain regions, I think there's, especially in the newer games, there's at least one that I won't really care for. One that's I'm in the middle with, and one that's basically where I'm like, yeah, I'm going with that one definitely. Um, but with Chimchar is one of my favorite fire starters. I really like the like subtle but still noticeable changes to it, and um Infernape, I really like how it kind of looks like a fire champion type character. Um, and that's kind of like what I like about Chimchar's uh, evolution line. It's somewhat subtle, but it's still very noticeable. Kind of similar with Cyndaquil. I mean, there is obvious changes with the head, and Cyndaquil is supposed to be like the cuter of the three evolutions in its line. Um, but it's still very interesting with Cyndaquil's line and how like it still kind of looks relatively similar in each of its um, stages. But with Chimchar, the reason I like it is basically it's very subtle in its change. But the changes are very noticeable. Of course, with Chimchar, doesn't have a tail, shorter legs, shorter arms, bigger head, smaller body, like all the starters' first stages do. And then you get a tail with flames and definitely longer limbs. And then you've got Infernape, who is basically like a champion looking character. Um, let's see. Uh, Second place is kind of tough because that leaves me with Charmander and Litten's line. Um, Now a lot of people really do like Charmander, and I really do too. But over the years, I kind of feel like it's a little bit of an overrated Pokemon, but I still love it. Like, I'm not saying it's a bad thing to be overrated, but I still think. Oh no, wait, this would be third place. My bad. Um, but like, it's Charmander's line is still an iconic Pokemon. And I really liked Litten's line. I did, as discussed in the grass starter video, I did switch over to Rowlet after I realized how much Decidueye kind of reminds me of myself with the fact that it looks like it's got a green hood, and I typically wear a green hood. But yeah, um, I also the reason I switch is because like I like Incineroar, I love its design, but because there has been over the years the usual, oh great, now we have to anticipate a firefighting starter again. I kind of like, I know it's a fire dart type, but it looks too much like a wrestler, which is kind of why I have to rate Litten in the third place on the fire star, just because has it like it starts out well, but then it goes into and from the second stage to Incineroar, and that's where it just kind of like doesn't agree with me. Crap. Um, but again, I do love Litten and its line. It's just if Incineroar just didn't look too much like a firefighting, I wouldn't have too much of an issue with it being a bit higher. But again, I would choose Incineroar over some of these others. Um, of course, I don't hate or dislike any of these. I just like some over others. Um, Now, if we were getting into the water starter, it's kind of a different story because there are some water starter designs that I'm not too much of a fan of. Um, so yeah, second place is um pretty much. Hold on, I'm rethinking. Actually, I'm gonna put Charmander's line. I'm going to actually have, because I really cannot choose, because I love both Litten and Charmander's line. I'm going to have them both second place in the terms of the starter tier list. Um, and for first place, I forget that happened. Um, I really wish those ads were not up there. But for first place actually is Scorbunny, and Scorbunny actually is an interesting Pokemon to me. I really love um the soccer aspects to it. I'm not a fan of sports, but I really do like its overall design throughout like its evolution line. And I feel like this is outdated, so yeah, I think that's basically it. But yeah, with Scorbunny, I really like its line. Um it like it's probably one of my favorites out of the Sword and Shield starters. Like I really like the soccer aspect to it. Um, it kind of is close in terms of like who I would choose between it and Grookey. I used to really not really care for Grookey, but actually it grew on me over time. But I definitely like Scorbunny. Um but I think like Scorbunny is one of the more well designed starters, and it kind of has a little bit of a human element to it. The fact that it stands and it kind of kicks a rock and then sets it on fire and shoots it like a soccer ball, like that is a really creative design. And I think Incineroar has a really creative design, especially with its Z move. Um but I think Scorbunny kind of does it better with the fact that um it basically incorporates that soccer aspect into it a bit more than say Incineroar. Um but yeah, that will be it for this. The next line that I'm going to be doing will of course be the water starters. Now that I have mentioned it, I think I might also do a video based on like each of the lines for each region. So basically like where I would put Turtwig, Piplup, and Chimchar, where I would put Oshawott, Snivy, and Tepig, where I would put Rowlet, and Litten, and Poplio. Um, I would probably do that a bit differently. I'd probably do it based on, like, I would give the region points per starter, and I would probably do that like on a scale of like 1 to 5. 1 being that I really don't like it. 2 being like it's probably my least favorite. 3 being like it's an okay design but not my favorite, kind of like neutral. 4 being basically I like it a lot compared to the other ones, and then 5 of course being my top favorite of the 3. And then like I guess dividing that up. Um so I think yeah, that sounds like a good idea. So next video will be the water stars. The video after that I will be doing um the different region starters. And then I think after that I'll do maybe Dead by Daylight killers based on my experience with them, and Dead by Daylight killer concepts. And then I might do something like music because I did see that earlier. So yeah, I really have been enjoying this series, and I hope you do too. If you ever have a idea um of like a tier list you would like me to see, whether that's like um I don't know, favorite video game characters, like, or like favorite Kirby abilities. Um just like if you have a suggestion, just don't um be too surprised if you suggest something and I'm not too familiar with it. Like for example, if you were to suggest favorite Dragon Ball characters, I probably wouldn't know too much about that. So, keep in mind, I might not take all the suggestions, but I hope y'all have a good day. And as always, I will see you. Bye.